a few times without Drew, and that's a little better. But when the whole family goes, it's just better to try it.
Yeah, it's true. Plus, you guys have that really cool van.
Yeah, and to be there for 2 weeks, you want your own.
Do you guys stay in the van?
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, I used to.
Because, well, I mean, if it were summer, we may consider it. But usually it seems like we have so much stuff between taking ski gear and, you know, toddler bed mattresses. And, you know, it's just kind of like, meh. Yeah. Yep, but we left after Christmas, and turns out hotels aren't that bad. You're not traveling during the holidays and winter. Right. So, anyway, yeah, it was good. But
yeah, you know, it's just, as you're going to experience soon, Carly. Holidays with babies it's fun. It's what makes it worth it, right? But it's just like a whole other vibe. Like their first Christmas, it's just like such a, well, I guess for my kids, it was just overwhelmed. Because it was like giving them the gifts, and they're like, you know, and then the next Christmas, they're like anticipating it. And then the next Christmas, they're opening everyone's gifts.
It is, yep, that's exactly how that works.
You know, and it's just like, just keeping your head on straight through it all.
I remember the first one, well, he was just like a year-ish, so it was like, they don't really know.
Right.
Depends on when they're born, right? But
exactly.
then the second one, I think we made it like 3 gifts in, and he was just like,
done.
Nap time, like, done.
Yeah.
Like you're all excited.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want me to do with this stuff? Mom, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting for them. And you feel bad. You're like, ooh, should I have done this?
Why did I even get you more than
Why am I overwhelming you with this?
Yeah. My niece this year got so much stuff, and she, by the 3rd gift, she was like, I don't really care about the whole other massive
Isn't that
pile
funny?
was mine. And I was like, taking note of that.
Yes, take note.
You spent how much money on all these gifts?
Yeah.
She cares about those 2.
Right?
Yeah.
She's like, cool, done here.
Yeah.
So
Riley was
funny.
basically 3 for this year, and this year was the first year where he was like pretty stoked on. He's not overwhelmed, like he still had stuff left because it's just too much. Because they want to play with each thing they open.
Exactly. That's what
But
I think.
it was fun because he's like tearing everything open and like, is this one mine or is this one grandma?
Yeah.
You know, like it's happening, it's interacting.
Right.
It's fun.
So fun.
How
Oh
was
my
mine,
gosh.
like having his sister as lead? Was he more?
He's pretty good about it. She's always been like super into it and loves like opening the gifts and stuff. But he kind of he like watches her.
Yeah.
I do have to tell you, I've like been wanting to see you because he's changed so much.
Different.
He's just like, our sons are very similar.
Yeah.
They're different.
Yeah,
They're very
they all
special.
are, but
And they're very bright and brilliant and awesome. But because of that, it's like when you have a genius child, you're just like, it's challenging.
Right, you're like, you're basically smarter than me.
Yeah. And I don't know how to address this. I don't even know how to, it's overwhelming. Anywho, but now that he's almost 2, he's like in himself.
Yeah.
And not so fussy and really like stoked.
Yeah.
So you were right about the 2 things.
It was like 2 years and 3 months, like on the dot.
Yeah.
Like it got easier, and then it really got easier.
Yeah,
like 3 months from now. So I'm really curious.
Ooh, it's gonna be good. Okay, well, we're here. So happy. We always, whenever we start class, we always talk about where we're at, or excuse me, let me reframe that. How far along we are.
Okay.
So you can either say your due period, which we don't really focus on that, or you can say how far along you are, how many weeks or months or however. So
yeah, I think we were just discussing this. I don't know my weeks because my mom keeps track of that for me. But I'm due in like 3.5 months, so close to the 3rd trimester.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm 16 and a half weeks. I do keep track of that.
Yeah. The first one is so insane. It's awesome.
I mean, I
should be keeping track.
Well, some people actually go by months versus weeks.
Yeah.
And I always went by the weeks. And so amazing. You're about to find out.
Yeah. So 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah. About 3 weeks.
I always ask, do you have any vibes?
Everyone's pretty sure it's a girl.
Yeah. I can feel that.
I think it's a girl.
You know, that's so
But I'm
strange.
ready to be totally like
Surprised.
because well, actually we have a pretty good like, there's like not a pattern in our family in any way. Between my family and his family, there's no pattern.
Everyone has a different story about what they
and
experienced.
like even my uncles and all that, like he's got 2 girls, and we just have like this
It's
So
random.
Nobody's like, oh, every boy's been born first, or every girl's like this.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
We have patterns in our family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No
cool.
pattern. So we are not sure, but I just have a vibe it's a girl, and I'm hoping it's a girl because both my nieces are young, so I have so much girls baby stuff waiting for me.
Oh my gosh, right?
I'm like, less money to spend if it's a girl.
No,
Right.
so good. Because
Yeah,
gosh,
we'll
those
see.
girls can get expensive. What was I gonna say? Oh, I randomly was thinking about you today, and first, I was thinking about this book. It's called Forever Daddy's Girl or Daddy's Girl Forever. And somehow your partner popped into my head, just Daddy's Girl, like at that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I could see him being a dad to a girl.
He wants a boy, obviously,
Of
because
course.
he's very football, and I'm like, you can take all the girls, and he is so good with his nieces over, like, he's really harsh with his nephews, so I'm like, I just think he needs a girl to really soften
At
him.
least
Yeah,
first.
first.
I don't know if you're having more, but
Yeah,
at least to like
first,
introduce
like,
him.
If we have a girl, it's gonna really soften him as an
I
individual
will.
first,
Putty.
and then our boy will have a much easier life.
Let me just tell you though,
Yeah.
I love when guys want boys, but they don't even know what they're up against. Like they're a whole other beast, the boys.
Yeah.
I like talk to boy moms, and I'm like, I didn't realize that it was so. They're like, yeah. I'm like, I look at boy moms differently. I'm like, they just have a different armor, suited up,
Yeah.
they just the way they can handle them, it's awesome. So
Yeah.
I love it because Adam wanted a boy so bad, and we got a boy, and he's just like, okay, girls only girls, and his brother's the same way. And I'm pretty sure, well, we're definitely gonna have another one.
Wait, you are?
Yeah,
I
like
didn't know.
down the line.
Okay.
I don't know when. Some point, maybe in my 50s. Just kidding. But his brother has a daughter and two boys, and our daughter came first. But we're pretty sure if we ever had another, it would be a boy.
Oh boy.
And it's just, yeah, it's a different vibe. I don't know. They go at a different pace. They're climbing on everything. They're boys. They're boys.
We have different, so it's in our family, the boys are the really sensitive ones.
Really?
Yeah, and they're very emotional and really, so it's kind of tries to be like really rough with them.
Sure,
Like,
get
they're
them
just really
going.
emotional. The girls, you can literally like throw on the couch, they're climbing over the fences into the street, like.
You know, it's
So,
funny because
I
that
like-
is true.
Yeah.
Like I do hear like people talk about their boys, and it's like they're mellow. But I know some boys that are. I mean, my family, the boys in my family, the men in my family, they're insane. Yeah, the stories that I've heard, and my son is a product of that. Okay, here we go. Anyhow.
But he's sensitive too.
He's so sensitive.
So
You're
is
right,
Alex.
and he is emotional. He's very emotional too. So it's funny you're saying that.
Henley's super emotional, super aware of all of his little things.
Yeah.
Voice it and
Yeah.
But he is not rambunctious. Like,
Okay.
He's never climbed on something that he shouldn't. He's
Okay.
3. Like, why aren't you jumping off
Right.
the
He's
couches?
he really
Cautious,
is
like,
more
yes.
cautious.
And so,
Very
like, if I jump
cautious.
off the couch, I could break my arm.
Maybe
So
that's
maybe
why
I will do
thinking
that.
about it. I mean, he's gonna do it. Maybe when he's at 5, if I just like erupt,
Right,
and I'll be like,
sure. Well, it's funny. Yeah, I guess I see like other boys and stuff, but it's true. Henley is like that.
Yeah.
So they're all different.
They're all different. It's fun.
Right? It is
Yeah,
fun.
What are you expecting? Girl, or are you guys?
We don't know. Everyone thinks it's a girl. There is not a single person that has said boy, and I kind of think it's a girl, but it might be because everyone's saying it and we kind of want a girl.
Mhm.
I can't really feel where it's coming from, whether I think it's a girl or a boy. But I would like one of each, but yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'd be very
Whatever
surprised
happens.
if you had a boy.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, and that's kind of fun. Like it's fun when you're like you, like you'd be really surprised if you had a boy.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
I do like that factor of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this, but I'd be so surprised if you
Yeah.
got that, you
Yeah.
know? That's a lot of fun. And yeah, the dynamics are really fun with the boy and the girl.
Right?
But it's also really fun. Like when I see the two girls or the two boys, like
Right.
it's really sweet.
It's a different connection for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So joys, all the joys. Let's
Yep.
find a comfortable seat. We'll start to close our eyes, and all of us will just take one hand on our heart and one hand on baby's home. And just start to deepen your breath in through your nose and out through your nose. We always just bring our awareness and our attention to baby's home. As you're breathing deeply, breathe into the belly, breathe into, we'll say, the womb even. Nice deep breaths. Every time we come to this seat, we have this sacred opportunity to find stillness, to connect, not just with baby, but with ourselves. It can be such a active experience being pregnant. And it can also be, there's those moments of lull and calm and, baby's growing. But in those spaces, we can feel sometimes disconnect. And so this is your opportunity to just find the seat and start to feel that connection within yourself, with baby. I love this part of our class and our experience because for some of us, as it can be very common, we can feel a little disconnected from our experience and even baby. And that's totally normal and totally okay. In fact, it's great. All of it's holy. We have to remember that. But as we're here, we can just allow for ourselves to bring our awareness and our attention to baby. Maybe for some of us, baby's been moving. You keep breathing deeply into baby's home. Another really sacred experience about sitting in stillness is baby's learning everything from the womb. So this is how they become ready to be a part of this world, is they're learning everything right now, from sounds to feelings, and everything that we feel as mamas, baby can feel too. And it's beautiful, it's perfect because they can gain a healthy range of emotions in this time. But not only that, they can learn breath. They learn how to breathe. This is something that I've actually recently seen to be true with my daughter. I did a lot of long, slow, deep breathing. So I want to encourage that right now. Long, slow, deep breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. I did a lot of that, and I noticed she breathes in that same way. So what a powerful time to really connect and know that this incredible sponge within you is absorbing everything and coming to know this entire world through you. It's a powerful blessing. It can feel like a heavy responsibility, but all I say is just be you, mama, and be honest with wherever you're at, however you feel, because this is what helps us, and it helps our children learn how to navigate our emotions, right? Because when we're little kids, those emotions are so much bigger than us, it seems like at times. And when we really understand our emotions as mama, because of course we go through so many waves, right? Especially in pregnancy, then we can understand healthy ways to navigate our own emotions and therefore teach that to our babies. So today we're going to honor our feelings. We're going to honor all the things that come and go in pregnancy. I used to feel so pressured, but there's no pressure here. They're just learning as we are too. When you're ready, inhale your hands wide and high, actively stretching your fingertips high to the sky, palms touch overhead. Pause here for just a moment and breathe. This is a great way to breathe, especially as baby gets bigger. Creating some space in the ribs and the lungs. You can reach up through your hands as you inhale. Let the shoulders settle down as you exhale, but keeping your hands overhead. We'll do one more breath. And then as you exhale, hands come down to heart center. As your hands are at your heart center, go ahead and rub them together. We're going to bring some balance to the right and left hemisphere of the brain. So this is a great way to neutralize your mind, going back to those feelings. If you're ever feeling a lot at once, go ahead and rub your hands together. And this can really help balance your brain and neutralize the mind. Go ahead and settle that warmth at your heart center. Bilateral movement also helps. So when we cross our arms over our body, which we'll do today, it also helps the brain kind of recircuit itself. And it can quickly get us out of any really intense emotion or feeling and allow for us to kind of move through it. So we're going to really use our bodies today to navigate our feelings. It's powerful stuff. Take a breath in. Breath out. So with every class, we always tune in. And the way we tune in is through a mantra. The mantra is Ong, O-N-G, Namo, Gurudev Namo. It means I honor the infinite source of wisdom that's within myself. I honor the infinite source of wisdom in creator or creation. Breath in, breath out. So as we bring this intuition, or we honor this intuition that lives within us, right? This powerful mother's intuition we have, we're also seeing that we're a part of something greater. As we tune in, of course the body vibrates. You vibrate when you speak. It creates a frequency of vibration, right? Baby can feel that. So that's another big reason why we tune in, is because baby's learning your sound, your voice, your vibration. So when we sing, I know that it is such a heavenly experience for baby. Even if we feel like we have bad voices or what have you, we can judge ourselves as much as we want, but baby loves to hear your voice because it's what they know. And it's what they love to hear because this is what they're learning right now. So you can hum along if you'd like, and you can hum along to this beautiful little hymn, or you can tune in. But either way, I just want to encourage you to create some kind of vibration. Let it resonate in your chest. So you can hum, or you can tune in with me. Breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Namo. Breath in. Gurudev Namo. Breath in. Come to the top of the inhale, hold right here, and then activate your pelvic floor. We're going to just do some pelvic floor activations. Hold here and then exhale when you need to. And let it all go. Let's do that again. Inhale. Activate pelvic floor. So it's like you're refraining from going to the bathroom, but you're squeezing up and in just through the pelvic floor. Exhale, let it go. Last time, inhale. Activate and squeeze through pelvic floor. Hold here. Again, just like you're refraining from going to the bathroom. And then exhale, release your hands, let it all go. So in this class, we do a lot of pelvic floor activations because it's important to connect to really the base of what's supporting your entire torso, also baby and you. But also once baby passes through, we want to make sure that we feel strong, right? Sometimes in that area, if we're disconnected, we can feel weak. So as we're here, we're just going to breathe and do these pelvic floor activations. For the first 3 activations, we're going to activate at the top of the inhale. So we'll just focus on that. Take a breath in. Activate pelvic floor, hold, and just notice how long you can hold it. You don't have to hold your breath necessarily. If you want to, you can, and then just let it go the moment you need to. And just notice your connection with the pelvic floor. Release. Inhale, begin again. Activate, hold. You can hold your breath, but again, you don't have to. We're just really focusing on pelvic floor here. And then just notice if you do exhale while you're still activating pelvic floor, what does that feel like? This is just gaining awareness, right? Last time, inhale. Activate pelvic floor, hold, squeeze up, and exhale, release. All right, now we're going to switch it. We're going to take a deep inhale. As we inhale, I want you to relax. And when I say relax, I mean fully let go. Just let the pelvic floor almost release, if you will. For some of us, this might be really hard. So this is why we're getting in contact. They always say we're at either one extreme or the other. We're either too tight or too loose, and we want to find ourselves right in the center of a really healthy support through the pelvic floor. This is why we do this. Okay, so as you inhale, you're releasing. And then as you exhale, activate. Very good. And just see how long you can activate. 1, 2, 3, you can count, and then release. As you inhale, let it go, open up. And then exhale, activate. Notice the difference with this. Inhale, release. Soften, and then exhale, activate. Inhale, release. And then exhale, we're gonna activate, but then I want you to breathe through it and just notice how long you can hold it. See if you can breathe through it. Nice breaths in through baby's home. Notice if there's a little give and take where you let go and then reactivate, let go, reactivate. We're just getting into awareness of how connected we really are with our pelvic floor. The more connected you are right now, the more connected we are in birth, and then the more connected we are after birth. Very important things right there. All right, so during this class, as we breathe, I want you to just get into the habit of to start to activate the pelvic floor, but just as much as you activate, I also want you to almost imagine as if you were birthing a baby, ever expansive opening, softening, if you will, if that makes sense. All right, hands are on the knees. Flutter your eyes open. Beautiful. We're going to just rock back. I love it. This is great because we just get right into the spine, look down at baby's home. Then inhale, come forward. Nice big breath. Very good. And then exhale back, looking down at baby's home. Inhale forward, stretching through the spine, reaching the heart forward. Exhale back. So a lot of times we really do start class with this particular movement because of the pelvic bowl. So we're just moving forward and back. Not only that, though, you can kind of feel any tension you might have in your shoulders, your upper back as you're moving forward and back. Inhale forward, exhale back. And you're going to start to move just a little faster, but just at a pace that works for you. Big breath. Breathing deep into baby's home. Inhale forward, exhale back. Move at a pace that works for you. Maybe your eyes are closed. If they're closed, you can roll them up and into the pituitary gland. Now, they say the pituitary gland is a direct telephone line to the uterus. It really is, because your pituitary gland is what's responsible for oxytocin. Oxytocin is present when we conceive baby, and oxytocin is present when we are laboring and delivering baby. And oxytocin is released, of course, from your pituitary gland, this third eye point. This is also where the seat of intuition of the mother. Mothers have incredible intuition for many reasons, but one of the most mechanical reasons is because of this pituitary gland. So as you roll your eyes up and in, it might seem a little weird, but just know it strengthens your ocular nerve. And it's really good for your eye health. And it also activates this master gland. So this pituitary gland is actually responsible for your entire endocrinology, or your endocrine system, your glandular system. It's the master gland, and it governs the rest of your glands. So when the pituitary is activated, it allows for a balancing effort through the entire glandular system. We're going to go a little bit more. You start to really move with baby. We always say taking sweet baby for a ride. Inhale forward, exhale back. Feel the pelvic bowl as you come forward. Maybe you can feel the back of the pelvis and hips kind of butterflying as you move forward. And then what's happening as you're moving back? Just observe this bowl that's supporting you and baby. All right, now inhale up center, squeeze and activate your pelvic floor and hold. At the top of the inhale, hold just a squeeze, and then exhale, release. Inhale, we're going to come forward, and then we're going to come over to the left side. Just notice, try to have your sits bones nice and rooted in the mat. Nice, and then rock it all the way back around, and then over to the right. Hearts forward and all the way around. Chin in towards the chest as you're rounding back. Inhale, heart reaches forward, shoulders down as you're coming forward. And I'm going to have you move just a little faster, but move at your pace. So if you're like, no, I'm good here, you just stay right there. Exhale as you come back. Inhale as you come forward. Move throughout the pelvic. Seat. Again, if those eyes are closed, you can roll them up and in, activating that pituitary gland. I find, too, that it can be really powerful in birth to roll the eyes up and in, especially when we're in those places of uncertainty. breathing deep, because it brings us back to intuition, right? It gets us out of that like reptilian brain and brings us more into, I think, the mammalian brain. And the way that we birth is not fight or flight. We birth and rest and digest. And that parasympathetic nervous system. Part of what gets us there, it's our breath. So your breath is so important, not just now, how long, slow, and deep and steady we can be in our breath, which of course is going to steady ourselves. When you're ready, come over to the left, then you'll come forward and go back around into the opposite direction. But so as we breathe deep throughout pregnancy, it's really training us to breathe deep, not just through labor and delivery, but also once baby's here. Our breath is one of our greatest forms of nourishment. It's quite literally our life force. And as you breathe long, slow, and deep right now, you're teaching your baby about this life force. We need our breath to live. All right, we'll go 3 more full rotations. Much warmed up in the hips and the pelvis. Last full rotation. And when you're ready, inhale up center. Activate pelvic floor, hold and squeeze. And whenever you need to release, let it go. All right. We can stay right here in the seated position, or if you'd like, you can move to sitting on your heels. This is a really powerful seat in pregnancy for a lot of reasons. Indigestion, which happens, of course, towards the latter part of pregnancy. Sitting in this seat can really help with digestion, and it also creates a lot of heat in just the legs and the lower area of the body, so the abdomen and, of course, the hips. Really good seat if we could practice sitting in it, especially if we're feeling a little like things aren't quite moving like they were, or they're just kind of slowing down just because baby's getting bigger. This is a great seat to sit in. Just breathe deeply into the tailbone, into baby's home, just all throughout the spine. One more breath. Try to find a nice pause between each breath. All right, so we're going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders. This is really great. So in pregnancy, you're not supposed to twist, but this is because your belly will stay forward. This is a really cool twist that we can do. So you're going to inhale left, exhale right. And the coolest thing about this is you can get into your spine like a chiropractor can, right? I don't know if any of you are doing chiro, but very, very important in pregnancy. So we're inhale left, exhale right, and we're going to go a little faster. And if you notice and you feel the orientation even of your chest and belly, everything's staying center. So it's really not a twist, but it's one way as a pregnant mama you can get into your spine in ways you really can't in pregnancy. Inhale left, exhale right. We do a lot of breath work in this class for a lot of reasons. It helps wake up your brain. It's proven that the brain does actually shrink in pregnancy. It makes sense with growing another baby, or a whole other person, I should say. So with that, a lot of oxygen into the body can help refresh the brain. It can refresh our blood. It's a great way to kind of amp us up, turn us on in the sense of energy, right? Because we can start to feel sluggish. Part of the reason why we feel sluggish is because air is getting caught in our lungs, the lower lobes of our lungs. So this fast breath work is going to help us get that air up and out. If you're one that kind of gets dizzy, roll those eyes up and in and keep them at a fixed point. Inhale left, exhale right. Very good. It's almost like you're grabbing the breath from the left and you're taking it out on the right. Try to keep those elbows lifted in alignment with your heart. Very good. Last little bit here. Seconds. Inhale, center. Roll the eyes up and in. Reach the backs of the hands and touch behind you. Squeeze pelvic floor, hold, and then exhale, release. Long, steady breathing here. That's another thing that breath work does. It clears out that stale oxygen, but it also helps us breathe deeper. Lots of benefits. I truly believe, just with working with the pregnant women I have worked with and then doing this yoga myself during my pregnancy, it really helps, not that we care, but it amplifies that glow. It does, because you're breathing and things are moving. And aside from that, it helps us feel glowy on the inside. It helps us feel good. And that's really what matters in pregnancy. We want to feel good, right? Because baby can feel us. Of course, we're not always going to feel good, and that's okay. But as much as we can cultivate that good feeling, we do that with yoga, with breath, with stillness. So just give yourself a moment here. One more breath. All right, now we're going to do some shoulder shrugs to help break up any tension that might be living in the shoulders. If you want to switch to a different seat, go ahead and do so, or you can always sit on the bolster. And so the way we do shoulder shrugs is we inhale shoulders up, and then we just let them fall. So it goes. So it's inhale up, exhale down. And these shoulder shrug movements, it might trigger more tension, and you might feel the immediate urge to roll your neck or your head, which is great. We'll do that at the end though. And right now we're just going to focus on concentrating heat in this area so it breaks down tension if there is tension. Again, we're talking about a healthy range of emotions. It's important as a mother to really address that. We all get happy, we all get sad, we all get angry. We need to know that as moms and experience that as moms, because that's how we teach our children. We can't exclude emotions here. And so I'm talking about this because tension, we all get stressed, and we can all have this tension live in our bodies. Inhale up, exhale down. Powerful breath. And so when tension lives in the body, all good. This is one way we can start to access it. We warm up the body first. And then once we warm up the body, then we start to massage the body with movement. Nice, powerful little sniffs, creating that warmth. If you need to take a break, take a break. I also have bars. We always offer food in prenatal yoga. If you get hungry or you feel like your blood sugar is low, just let me know. And those that are virtual, just let yourself have a snack nearby. Oranges are great. Getting nice and warm here. We're going to go 30 seconds. And we just lift those shoulders up, and then we let them drop. The breath and the movement is new. It's different, I'm sure. So give yourself that space. Take those breaks. Feel it out. When we start to breathe differently in pregnancy, sometimes it's very much so it's like visceral. You can feel it. And so just take it easy. Seconds. Inhale, shoulders up, squeeze pelvic floor. Exhale, release, drop them all the way down. Chin comes into the chest. Left ear, left shoulder, inhale. And then chin lifts. And exhale as you bring your chin in towards your chest. Inhale as you lift the head. Exhale as you lower. Deep breaths. Going into those neck rolls. Now for some of us who have a lot of tension in our necks and shoulders, you don't have to exaggerate the movement too much because that can feel a little intense. So you can keep it a light movement, a little movement. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. I will say though, doing these neck rolls are incredible in pregnancy for many reasons. You're actually stimulating your thyroid and your parathyroid, these glands that live in the neck area, throat area, that are responsible for the metabolism. Really key as the body's changing with, of course, hormones and growing baby. And then, of course, the shock of once baby's born and all the hormones have to re-establish themselves. Doing something as simple as this can really help those chemical messengers that we call hormones to reassimilate, to balance. Everything we do in this class helps balance the hormones because it's so important. It's so important, not just in pregnancy, but in motherhood. Keep breathing. Do a couple more rotations. And when you're ready, chin can come into the chest and we'll go to the other direction. Just take those neck rolls in the other direction. We don't have to take it for too long. And just notice what's living in your neck, right? If we're going to talk about a healthy range of experiences or feelings, you might be noticing, I'm feeling something in my neck. And honoring it and seeing it, almost like you would see a child that's feeling something big, maybe something intense. We can have compassion, right? We can meet these funny feelings we have in our body during pregnancy. Maybe they're not funny, but maybe they're just different. We can meet those feelings with compassion like we would our own children. The way we mother ourselves is the way we mother our babies, which means we cannot neglect ourselves as mamas. We absolutely cannot. It's not a part of the plan. Your ability to mother your baby comes from your nourishing you, right? And mothering you, loving on you, bringing compassion and awareness to you so that you have that same wherewithal to do it for baby. Last rotation. And when you're ready, shoulders drop down. Inhale, lift head, squeeze pelvic floor at the top of the inhale. Hold and release. All right, let's make our way to tabletop position. Just to release the blood in the legs. Very good stuff. You got some nice oxygenated blood flowing through the body. As you're in tabletop, just naturally move. Straighten one leg. Let that blood flow. And then after you stretched one leg, stretch out the other. Let that blood flow. Maybe you can even feel it. And just go back and forth. One more time. You're really kicking into the heel too. So you really get into the calf. Very good. All right, and then we'll come center to tabletop position. Spread fingertips nice and wide. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. When you're ready, inhale, sway belly, look to sky. And exhale, round chin in towards your chest. Inhale, sway. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. All right, so talk about a hormone balancer. This one's really powerful for just activating the glandular system with the undulation of the spine here. We're going to speed it up a little bit, and the movement's going to become a little more subtle, and it looks like this. And it just reminds us not to oversway here. One, that's just a natural thing for women to do, especially with certain sway backs. Not all of us have sway backs, but In pregnancy, we all have sway backs. So with that being said, we don't need to over sway here. So it's almost like you just drop the belly and let weight of baby drop the spine down, and then round as much as you'd like into those shoulders. We've been working with the shoulders a lot already. My prenatal teacher said, why should pregnancy yoga be easy? You're about to have a baby. That's not easy. So this yoga, it's meant to be challenging. Challenging for wherever you're at, though. Listening to your body. All right. Find your rhythm in your breath and your movement. Inhale, sway, exhale, round. This is something you can do every single day for 3 minutes. It can really help with any kind of ailments in the back, stiff back. But not only that, it can help strengthen your spine. And after baby's born, it can help bring the abdominals back together and really strengthen your core. So I love this because it's like a core work once baby's born, but while baby's in the womb, this is just really good for the spine and the glands. Nice and strong in our arms, spreading fingertips nice and wide. It might feel a little strenuous, kind of being on tabletop like this. So if you need to take breaks and round your wrists out, you can. Listen to your body. Part of us being able to hear the different calls and cries that baby has is being able to hear the unique and different calls that we have within inside of ourselves, which means tuning into ourselves. How would we be able to tune into baby if we cannot tune into ourselves? So that's what this sacred practice is about. It's tuning into your body right now. The more presence you take up in your body in this moment, as mama, holding baby, the more you can purify your mind. A lot of times the feelings we have in pregnancy, even in motherhood, comes from this internal story. That internal story may not always be correct. So in order to get out of that internal story where we might be beating ourselves up or judging ourselves, get into the body. Bring your presence and your awareness into your body, and it will help purify that internal conflict we might have, or maybe that narrative that lives within that's not supportive. This is our time to start to really create that supportive narrative within ourselves. You are a powerful mama, and you're doing amazing. In any and all stages of your motherhood, you are doing amazing. It's important that you know that, because I'm going to tell you, it doesn't always feel that way. Last little bit, 20 seconds here. And then inhale, sway, look up. Exhale, round, chin in towards the chest. Lightly squeeze the buttocks here, just to see your connection. Excuse me. And then inhale, neutral. Exhale. For today, we're going to try child's pose, but you'll notice in pregnancy, some days are good, some days aren't. Legs as wide as possible, toes touch. Bring yourself forward. If we're farther along and we realize, oh, not today, this does not feel good, especially if baby's lower, you can have your legs still wide, tailbone high to the sky. Just reach your hands forward. Really good for the shoulder blades here too. We can try both of them just so you know what they both feel like. It seems like we're good here right now. And then what I'll have you do is slide your hands forward, palms touch, and then open your hands, receiving. This is really good for the shoulders, the rhomboids, all that connective stuff throughout the shoulder blades. Long, steady breathing here, forehead on the mat. Breathe into your pelvis, your low back, your hips. This is bringing life and nourishment to this area of the body just via our blood and our breath.
Last breath. All right, and then when you're ready, slowly bring yourself up. What we'll do is you're just going to lift your tailbone and walk your legs slightly in. They're still going to stay wide here. All right, now you're on your forearms. Now this is a great posture to do if baby's like super low and just, it feels a lot of pressure. You'll just have your tailbone high, reaching hands forward, and can really help baby slide out of the pelvis so you have room to breathe. Just breathe here. This is also really good for the shoulder blades. Feels super good there. Whatever can help you feel really good, not just now. Let's cultivate this so that it's in motherhood with us. We're only pregnant for a very short amount of time. But that gestation period is everything. It's what builds that groundwork for becoming a mama, or even a mama of 2 or 3 or more. And then when you're ready, slowly bring yourself up. Wonderful. Okay. I like to get into the hips, so we'll grab our blocks, have them at level 3. So your highest level. We're not going to do this for too long, but you'll just take your right leg to the outside of the block. Fantastic. Beautiful. Make sure, just like that, the knee is stacked right above ankle. Actually, even if you look at me, mine wasn't. So that's a little too far. Right about there. And what I do is I just move. If you like that really nice stretch, try not to overstretch here, but if you do like the stretch, you can move your knee back a little bit so you have a nice gait. You all look great. Inhale, heart is reaching forward, shoulders down, very good. And then exhale, you're going to keep your hands where they are, of course, and then just flex your foot. Toes are in the air. Let that fire on the back side. Okay, we're getting into the sciatic. What am I trying to say? Not the sciatic nerve, but it'll come to me. Inhale, coming forward. The life nerve, yes, we are, the sciatic nerve. You want to stretch the back sides of the legs every single day, especially in pregnancy, because as the weight of baby, so you can move back, exhale as you move back, inhale as you move forward. The weight of baby, of course, can start to pressure that sciatic nerve and cause sciatica, which is with that shooting feeling down the leg. It's super common in pregnancy. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just working through the backside of the leg just to keep things supple, keep things happy and moving. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Your own breath, your own time. Feel the stretch here. Wherever you're feeling it. Meet those tight areas with compassion. Let's go for 5 more. Your own breath, your own time. Make sure you're flexing your foot when you're coming back and the toes are in the air, so you really spike on the hamstring and the backside of the leg. Last 2. Last one. Inhale forward. Beautiful. And when you're ready, go ahead and send that leg back. Shift it back. And then we'll take the left leg out. So inhale, heart reaches forward. Very good. And then exhale, coming back. This is one that just can feel really good throughout pregnancy, just simply because as baby gets bigger, it's going to make the legs feel tight when we're walking around, or if we do walk for long periods of time during the day, which is super good for birth, walking 5 miles a day. It's a lot, but it will keep you in shape. Inhale forward, exhale back, which is powerful for birth. You know, we don't necessarily have to be in shape for birth, but we have to understand birth is like a marathon. Inhale forward, exhale back. This is something that you're training for and getting prepared for mentally, emotionally, and physically, right? So this is why we move in pregnancy. It's important. It's important to walk. It's important to do those squats and strengthen the legs. It's also important to rest and be still. Quite a balance. Last little bit here. Call it last two. All right, and then when you're ready, inhale, coming forward. Exhale. And then what we'll do is you're going to tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and we're going to step forward. So you got your blocks here, and we can start to crouch down. We're going to come into a squat. Everything we do, you can do every single day. That'll just help. It'll feel good. So if you want, you can always use your blanket folded up for support, or fold your mat in if you'd like. Or you can have your heels lifted, whatever feels best. But as we're in this space, just root into your tailbone, find length here. Breathe deep, heart's lifted. One more breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to slowly make our way out, just gently, but we're going to come into this wide-legged stance, and then as you're here, you're going to bring your hands up to your knees, just moving side to side. And then you're going to, with your feet flat and center on the mat, tuck your tailbone and roll all the way up. And shoulder shrugs up and back, up and back. Get into the shoulders, get into the heart, get into the chest. Breathe. We aren't going to do what we did last week. How did you feel after that, though?
My shoulders are so sore on Tuesday.
Okay.
It was like a good summer time.
Okay, good. I would like to hear that. Oh, yeah, and hopefully it didn't last too long.
No. I hydrated. That's good.
Good. All right, we'll do one more. And then we're going to come forward. So you can do elbows or you can do hands, which is, this is what we call creating lung chi. It helps expand the lungs. And you're just breathing with the motion and the movement. All right. So a few things we're going to do here. We're going to do some bilateral movement. So you'll just come out. Your legs are going to be wide to what feels comfortable. And you're going to just go boop. You're going to tap your knee, lift your knee, and tap. So if you're ever having a conniption, just kidding. Now, if you need to recircuit your brain, this is perfect. Bilateral movement causes your brain to go, wait, what's going on? So we're going to do a few different forms of bilateral movement. So this one's great. Just keep it going. Lift those knees. Doing great. And I love that you're all keeping your arms out to a T. That's stimulating your heart, and it's challenging. Good stuff. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7. And I love that you're all keeping your gaze steady in one place. That's very key for balancing and keeping you safe. 3, 2, and 1. Come out, arms out to a T. We're going to keep holding them. There's a few things that we're going to do. Okay. Right now, though, we're just going to hold our arms out.
we're gonna just start to flap. So flap, here we go. So this is what we.
Oh, you were gonna torture
Right,
us.
well, we have to do this every single class because this is how we prepare for contractions. Okay, they last about 3 minutes. Sometimes they're longer, but luckily we only do this for 3 minutes. Okay, so you're just flapping up and down. Think like 6 inches up, 6 inches down. So nice big flap. You're stimulating your heart. Okay. Okay, keep it going. You're doing great. Perfect. You know, today we'll just do it for 1:30 just because you already were holding your arms up.
That depends on the day too. Like,
Right?
tired today or you're not tired today?
Exactly. And honestly,
It's not gonna happen.
right, some days you just may not do it, but something you can do every day. And then as you're here, I almost want you to feel the insides of your arms. You're really reaching. Your fingers are active. Breathe. Now, okay, so in contractions, it's like you're backed up into a wall. You cannot get out of it. Okay, there's no like, okay, I'm done now. Let's wait for the next one. You're in it, you're in it. So that's what we're preparing for. When you're in it, you don't get to just put your arms down and not feel it anymore. What are you gonna do? Yes, that's right, you're gonna breathe. You're gonna breathe. You're gonna breathe into it. And I just want you to really dig into the sensation. Don't let the sensation take advantage of you. Take advantage of the sensation. Learn about it. What's it doing? Oh, it can make you feel like so many things, right? But it's a healthy range of feelings because this is where your power comes in. You've got this. We're almost done here. We aren't even here for that long. Last 15 seconds. You got this. Flap, flapping home. Making your way home. You're doing amazing. All right, inhale up, squeeze, activate, very good, and exhale down. Okay, roll those shoulders back, move it out, get that blood flowing. All right, so last bilateral movement we're gonna do. You can just march. It's almost like your opposite arm is lifting up your opposite leg. So it goes, you're just gonna march, just march on your mat. March on your mat, opposite arm and leg. And then if you can, lift it all the way up. And breathe with it. And then if you can, skip. Light hop. Good for the joints. If it's too much for you, just a march will do. Light hop. We always do a little dancing in this class. This will be our little dance for today. Little skip. Baby loves the movement. Loves going for the ride. But it's just great for cardio. It's great for getting the blood going, getting the body moving. You're doing great. Now switch. Same arm, same leg. There you go. You want to talk about recirculating your brain. Just happened. That's so great. So if you're ever really feeling, or even the kiddos, if they're having an intense moment, if you can get them to do that, it really makes them recirculate in their brain. Doing great. Bring over 20. All right, last 5, switch back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. All right, move it out. Just kind of move a little bit. Move your arms. All right, let's take the legs wide. This is what we're gonna do for our squats today. I typically roll up a blanket, and I will do 3 of those with you, but we're gonna focus our squats on this. So your legs are gonna be wide. You're gonna inhale your hands wide and high. Exhale, hands are gonna come down to heart center. You're gonna pulse. 1, and then you're gonna send your hands down. Come up, right? Hands come down, pulse. Hands go down, and 1. Hands to your heart, pulse. And then hands go down, and 1. Very good. You got it. Get in there and down. Breathe with it. Exhaling, and then, yep, inhaling. Very good. Inhale. 3 more. Very good. Awesome. Very good. Oh, that's good stuff. Good work. All right, we're gonna just do 3 of these squats because I want you to be able to do them every day at home. Here's why. They will help with birth. So we roll up our blanket like so. I always make 2 little feet. And your feet are gonna be forward here. Now typically when we do butterfly pose, our feet are out. In this respect, our feet are gonna be forward. All right, perfect. So we'll just do 3, but you can do 15 of these every day. And it will help. There are doctors that can somewhat prove this just through their patients. There was a whole study done, Kaiser Permanente in Southern California. It shortens the birth canal because of the weight of baby and the squat itself, right? So inhale, hands wide and high. So for our first baby, it's really nice. Second baby, it just helps. So we're sliding down with a flat back. You're doing amazing. Hands come down, perfect. Then we just lift the tailbone and roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Now I don't quite cue breath here because you just gotta breathe. Inhale, hands wide and high. Back stays flat. You're sliding down a wall here. Yes, sit. Yes. You see how you sit into the back of the pelvis there? Perfect. Beautiful. Rolling up. Breathe. Last one. Hands slide down. Yes, getting into the back part of the pelvis. That's what opens up. I want you to sit. Beautiful. And then we'll roll ourselves all the way up. All right, we're gonna make our way down with this. So last time, sliding down the wall. And make sure when you do this, your feet are hip width distance and your feet are forward, right? Very good. So you can just sit here. This is a little bit different how it's butterflying the pelvis open. Very good. All right, and then we'll make our way down. We're just gonna have a short minute meditation before our final Shavasana pose. We did this meditation last week, really great for connection. Let your wrists be out. From your right hand, you're gonna find your pulse with 2 fingers. I always seem to find the pulse within those 2 tendons and the wrist bone, right? Perfect, yep. And then as you feel it, find your pulse, you're just gonna have an internal mantra or sound code, which is Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Sat means truth, Nam means name. When we say Sat Nam, we align with our truth over our ego, over these falsehoods and these identities. So you're just saying Sat Nam with each pulse. Breathe long, slow, and deep. Last breath here. And release the hand. Both index finger and thumb come for a nice significant press. Breathe in.
Squeeze pelvic floor last time. Hold and release. All right, mamas, we're gonna just make our way to our left side for a light shavasana. It's not gonna be very long, although I do want to encourage a long shavasana. Beautiful. You can use a pillow, bolster. As you feel ready, start to bring awareness back into the fingers and toes. And maybe we stretch the legs out long, and from wherever you're at, you can just gently push yourself up from right here. This is a way we should always be in the habit of pushing ourselves up, honestly, to help our pelvic floor. Just close our eyes. And so as we bring our class to a close, we can have our hands at our heart center. And may we meet all of the feelings and experiences we have in pregnancy and in motherhood with compassion. May we have compassion upon ourselves so that we ultimately can have compassion upon our littles. And may we see ourselves in the eyes of Creator. May we see ourselves in the eyes of a mother, without judgment and in pure love. We finish our class in a prayer.
It's called The Long Time Sunshine, and I'll sing it to you today. But in the future, we'll all sing it together. But today, we can just learn the song. You can breathe through this breath in, breath out. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. We're going to finish in a Sat Nam, long Sat, short Nam. Big breath in. Sat Nam. Inhaling the hands up and slightly coming forward. Sat Nam. Namaste. Thank you. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah. Always love doing prenatal yoga. It really, honestly, the class is typically 90 minutes because there's the talking in the beginning and everything. But I do want to try to make it happen where we can get a really powerful class and feel super good in that hour short period of time. It's challenging.
Yeah.
Remember, 10 minutes before it's before.
I know.
Right.